Good afternoon. The Madison County Board of Education regular session meeting is now open. Mr. Jones, do you mind praying over the meeting, sir?
Yes, sir. Let us pray. Dear Lord, thank you for this lovely day that you provided to us. Thank you for the relief with the rain. I ask that you be with the board members tonight, all of our district leadership as we make decisions that affect all of our students and staff in Madison County. And in his precious name, amen.
Amen. Mr. Superintendent?
Mr. President, I recommend approval of the agenda dated September 12th, 2024.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Madison County School System recognitions. Mr. Bill?
Well, we just started our fall athletics in full swing. Sparkman High School's football is ongoing. The games are scheduled Friday. Girls flag football program has gotten started, and of course the volleyball program has gotten started at the high school. In addition to that, the middle school started their volleyball season and their football season. Everything seems to be going well, and it's a good start of the school, and it's a good start of our sports season.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Jones, you got anything?
Mr. Bird pretty much covered the Sparkman High School district, but it is homecoming for Sparkman High School this week, so it's been entertaining to see all of our schools with their homecoming festivities this week. So we're looking forward to the game tomorrow night, and hopefully the rain will hold off long enough for us to get that in dry. So that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, my two high schools I represent play tomorrow night, so hope the rain holds off just to at least get some games in, but we'll see. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll see. That's all I got right now. So good luck to both of them. Ms. Angie, you have anything?
I think that Nathan and I will remain quiet until after tomorrow night.
Do we need to separate y'all?
We're good for now.
We're good.
Okay. We're going to be watching y'all.
For homecomings.
See, whoever wins tomorrow night is good for me because both schools, we'll watch y'all down there.
You're guaranteed to go 1-1.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm guaranteed to go 1-1 tomorrow. Mr. Superintendent, you have anything?
No, sir. The only thing I want to say is that, you know, it has been a very trying week for our school system as a whole. There's been a lot of things happen that are unfortunate, but I want to commend my direct staff and the staff at the schools. Our staffs at the schools did a really good job with the situations. It's an unfortunate circumstances that we had to deal with this, but they did really, really well. We were out there for every day. We were out at the different schools, and they were very proactive, and they were doing a lot. And, you know, watching the children at the schools, for the most part, you wouldn't even know that there was situations going on because everything was being handled appropriately by the staff members, and the kids were eating lunch and having a good time, and it was reassuring to know that, you know, their resilience and that the kids are doing well. And I just want to commend the Madison County School staff. You know, every one of our people stepped up, and I really appreciate that and thank them for that.
A lot of y'all went out and ate lunch or sat in the lunchroom with a lot of the students, didn't you?
We did, sir.
So,
There, or we were walking halls, or we were present in every school that had a situation.
well, I appreciate y'all too. Anything else? So, second budget hearing, we're going to skip the informational items. It's your turn now. Ms. O'Bannon? Sorry, I should have told you.
Now, so I won't go over everything, but all have a booklet in front of you that we prepare every year so that you'll have something, reference guide or something. And I will send you the electronic PowerPoint tomorrow. I apologize that you don't have that yet. So this booklet includes the same information, basically the same information that I shared at the first budget hearing. And we'll talk about the staffing sheets that are in the back in just a moment when we conclude. But the fund types are summarized on page 5. Now, when you flip to page 5, it's the only sheet not numbered because it came from our software, our accounting software. So go to the page between 4 and 6. And you will find the summary page with all the fund types, which is truly page 5. And this is the page that's on the agenda for your approval tonight. Notice general fund, the first column that we covered in great detail last week, and the next page breaks it down again. But staying here, as we just want to reiterate, as we ran through and talked about state and local funds and the future costs and challenges that we talked about last week, I'm going to bring those back up. It's our SPED mandates and those services, which equates to $26 million, supporting the capital plan and the growth in our school system, and you can refer to the capital plan for that. Then securing our facilities and adding SROs as we can, as those become available. We have really made great progress in that. Dr. Minsky's done a great job in that area and working with us, and so that will cost us around 1.2 just for the SROs through to 1.5 million, depending on the training process and if we are able to add more once they're trained by the Sheriff's Department. And then obviously, while we're here, our educational mandates and those services, including summer school, that cost is around $2 million a year, and so we're looking at that. But that's just a very tiny part of what we provide through the instruction department or for the classrooms and the schools. And remember, 77% of the budget is for personnel cost, our most important resources. So in the booklet that you have, the fund types are in order as you go throughout the booklet. General fund, we covered special revenue funds, those federal funds, our debt service, our capital projects, and then our booster clubs at the very end. So that's how it's in order in your booklet. Let's move over quickly. The only change that I made, if you'll go to page 28, for our federal allocations for FY25, we did receive this week our Title III, which is our EL population. Again, we get very little. We get more state money than federal. But our allocation came in at $60,664. So we changed that, and I'll update it in the electronic PowerPoint that I send, and we changed the total. Then if you'll just move over, just to remind you, on page 40 is our current capital plan. If you just need a quick reference for that, it's 40 and 41. And again, this is just for funded projects right now. So lastly, we do the staffing summary. That's the template is provided by the State Department, and it's required on page 45. It's the next to the last numbered page. It's the cover page for the staffing summary. And then 46, we show here our ADM since 2014-15, our certified support employees, the number of certified employees, the number of support employees, and the total. So the 2024 fall count, 20 days after Labor Day, that will take place soon, will go in that blank for 24-25. And this will determine our FY26 state funding once we see what that looks like. And this number of employees, remember, this includes all federally funded, locally funded, and state funded employees. So they're all in there. So this is our total. So you can see on the next page where the staffing sheets begin. Over in the total employees, you can see that we have a total of 1077 support employees. And the other line items total 1,583 for support, for a total of 2,660 employees. We talked about the state earn units. If you look at the top of that page, I'm on the grand total sheet. If you look at the top of that page, that's what we earn by the state. And that, I should have it on a slide, but I don't. That's the first column at the bottom where it says number by source of funds. That translates down to that first column where it says state earned, and that's all the way through the booklet for the staffing by school. Let's see what else we need to see here. So it's just by column, by funding source. And if you go to the next page, that's our central facilities. We have a total of 347 employees with the central facilities, and you can see at the top that includes obviously the central office, Career Tech, PACE, TRC, IT, all central facilities, maintenance, transportation. And then the next pages throughout the end of the booklet, it's all by school. So you can see each school at the top again, it has the state earned units that is copied over under state earned at the bottom in those columns, and then everything else that's included by school if you need a quick reference guide. So as it stands now, and it changes sometimes throughout the year depending on what comes up, we have 1,583 certified employees and 1,077 support employees for a total of 2,660 employees. Will you do me a favor? Makes me sick, but before we went to, it's a little thing, go back to page 2, and if you have a pen, where it says staff under budget overview, that's last year's numbers. I didn't update it once we got these grand totals, so that 1,541 should be 1,583 certified. Support instead of 1,056 should be 1,077. And this bothers me, so I want you to change it. And then the total, that's 2,597 from last year, should be 2,660. So we have 63 more employees, even with the ESSER positions that went away. And a lot of those were related to SPED, the growth that we earn, new units, as well as our bus drivers that we had to earn. If there's any questions on anything that specifically you want to report with more detail, if you'll reach out to me, I'll get it to you as soon as possible. But anything that's in the budget or anything that's in the current year, please let me know, and I'll get it to you. Because these are just all summaries, best that we can do with that. Any questions from anyone? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Administrative items?
Yes, sir. Before we go on, sir, Ms. O'Bannon, excellent work. Thank you so much for what you do for this district. And she reminded me of something. I would be remiss if I did not also recognize the Madison County Sheriff's Department and the deputies that stepped up over this past week. We had additional deputies there. They were in unmarked cars. They were driving around. They were, there at the schools, and I just want to make sure that we recognize the Sheriff's Department for their assistance in making sure our students were safe. So appreciate them very much and the relationship we have with the SO. Sir, I recommend approval of the budget for fiscal year 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
I recommend approval of the contracts for services as submitted.
Motion.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I recommend approval of the personnel items as submitted.
Motion.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any discussion? They're switching. They're good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I recommend approval of the supplemental contracts as submitted.
Motion.
Second. Let me get that.
You got that? I have a motion and a second. Do I have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
They got you off your game there.
I got that one. That messed me up. Well, that concludes our regular session board meeting. Do I have anything for the good of the board before I will ask for an executive session after the good of the board, but on, school safety. Anybody got anything for the good of the board? I do want to also thank the Madison County Sheriff's Department for stepping up too and helping us out. That was good to have them on your team. Can I have a motion for an executive session for school safety?
Motion.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are now in executive session. When we come back,